The idea of gamification has become increasingly popular. What is it, and should it be used in education?
Gamification is the application of traditional gaming elements, such as points and competition, in non-game activities like going for a walk, in order to increase engagement and enhance results.
The idea has been around long before the term was coined.
From putting toys in cereal boxes to increase sales, to Mary Poppins using fun to engage Jane and Michael in doing their chores.
Since then, gamification has been widely adopted in areas such as fitness, increasing employee productivity, customer engagement, and enhancing and reshaping education.
Let's focus in on primary education. The generation of children currently in primary education have grown up surrounded by digital media.
Kids, for the most part, are raised on media where everything is vivid, graphical, fast, and intense.
According to Mark Prensky, this has literally altered their minds, leading to new needs and preferences in regards to how they learn.
There are three notable differences between the digital generation and the previous generation.
Children in primary education have developed with higher visual sensitivity, meaning they take more away from graphics than older generations. In the past, graphics were enhancements to text, like in the newspaper, but today that relationship is almost completely reversed, for example, captions to a film.
Next is technology. While this isn't universally true, many older generations see technology as something to be feared, or at best will learn the basics for their needs and tolerate and ignore the rest.
Finally, this generation of primary school students has been raised around constant connectivity, which is a drastic change from what older generations are used to. This comes from the abundance of mobile phones, emails, instant messaging, and other means of communication which constantly surrounds them.
The way education is delivered has changed very little since that same older generation was in school, yet the needs of the students has changed greatly.
Gamification can change the way traditional education is approached and delivered in order to meet these changing needs.
Game players regularly exhibit persistence, risk-taking, attention to detail, and problem-solving skills, all behaviours that ideally would be regularly demonstrated in school.
Let's take a look at an example of effective gamification of basic math.
Mathland gives students a basic avatar which is placed on an avatar board. As each student completes lessons at their own pace, such as addition or subtraction, their avatar gets a badge, moved up the board, and maybe even upgraded to a fancier avatar.
This simple system led to a 17% increase in results and a 13% increase in attendance.
There are many barriers to the adoption of gamification in primary education, as well as critics.
First, schools are often reluctant to change from traditional and approved methods due to the lack of a proven track record and the need to complete an approved curriculum.
Second, teachers often lack the time, knowledge, and incentives to incorporate gamification into the classroom.
Critics argue that because gamification can make learning social, engaging, and gratifying in terms of badges and rewards, that students will expect this across their entire educational experience and will suffer from a reduced attention span and frustration when they realize that this is not the case.
Despite this, the opportunities for gamification in primary school are endless, and it is clear there is a need to reform traditional education to adapt to students' needs.
There are three main points to consider to ensure gamification works. First, is there adequate institutional support? Second, are the tasks of an appropriate level so as not to discourage students? And third, have you selected the appropriate mechanisms used in appropriate environments? The combination of gamification with aspects appealing to their digital inclinations has the potential for a truly enhanced and meaningful educational experience.
Created using Powtoon.